One.
Good evening, everyone. Let's guess, who are these princesses?
Cinderella.
Yeah.
Jasmine.
Jasmine.
Aurora.
Yeah, Aurora. Belle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and today I'm going to talk about another princess. The story is called The Princess Diaries, and the presentation will be divided into 3 parts. The author and the first part of The Princess Diary is based on the book, and the second part of The Princess Diary would be the movie. The Princess Diary was written by Meg Cabot. She has written over 80 books. About the difficulties that adults and young adults face in life. There's an interesting thing about the author. She and her husband's wedding day took place on April 1st, the fourth day, because her husband thought that only fools get married. The book was adapted into 2 movies, starred Anne Hathaway and Julie Andrews. The Princess Diary is written in the form of a diary by Mia. Mia is a 9th grade student just like us. She has a best friend, Lily. They talk about everything together. Mia wears black glasses with exploded curly hair. This makes her look corny, and some people even neglect her at all. Her parents have separated and she lives with her mother, but she spends her summer with her father and grandma in a chateau in France. Mia shares all her teenage struggles in her diaries, including her troubles with algebra and that she is in love with a senior, Josh. In the midst of these struggles, her father comes to visit her. He reveals that he is actually the prince of the small country of Genovia. That means that Mia is actually a princess. It is surprising and horrifying to Mia because it will change her life. Her father wants her to move to Genovia right away, but Mia refuses, so they compromise. Mia will go to school as usual in New York, but will spend the summers in Genovia. There she will learn how to fulfill her role as a princess. This includes how to sit gracefully and wave in an elegant way. However, one day her grandma flies to New York and gets a room at a luxurious hotel. She demands her to start her lessons immediately and tell the press about her. They show up at Mia's school, and Mia became very popular straight away. Mia is slowly adjusting to being a princess, but she can't confide in Lily because the 2 have had the fight and aren't speaking. But she still spends time with Lily's brother, Michael. Now that she is famous, so her crush, Josh, invites her to a big dance and kisses her in front of the reporter. Mia was angry because now she knows that Josh doesn't love her. He only cares about being seen with a princess. So she ditches Josh and spends the night dancing with Michael. She finds out that he likes her and she likes him too. And this is the end of the first book. And in the second movie, the second movie took place 5 years later. Do you want to guess which of them finally gets together with?
The left or the right?
The right.
Which one's the one?
Yeah, let's see. Mia, 5 years later, Mia returns to Genovia with her bodyguard Joe, and he has a very special relationship with the queen. He is actually the queen's lover, but they haven't gotten married. Yeah, and Mia is turning 21 and is going to be crowned as the queen of Genovia because the old queen decides to abdicate. However, Viscount Mowbray reminds the queen that there is a rule to keep Mia from becoming the queen if she doesn't get married. It will be his nephew, Nicholas, who is qualified to be crowned as the king. Of course, the queen knows this rule, so they concede to give Mia 1 more month to find a husband. It's really, although it's very ridiculous to get married within a short time, Mia decides to give it a try, for she has the duty for the country. So she meets Mowbray and Nicholas with her grandma. She was surprised to find that Nicholas is actually the person she has danced with in a ball before. She has a pretty good impression about his behavior and the way he talks. However, now she only thinks that he is the one who attempts to get the throne. Later, her best friend Lily surprised her by visiting. Together, they picked through the potential husbands, and Mia finally chose Andrew. A few days later, they are engaged. Mowbray plans to have Nicholas seduce Mia and dissolve the engagement, but he failed. Meanwhile, Joe is trying to persuade the queen to publicly pursue their feelings for each other, since the queen's reign as the her reign as a queen is coming to an end. One night, Nicholas appears outside Mia's window and asks her to come out. Lily encourages her to go, so Mia sneaks out. Together, they ride to a lake where they share secrets, dance, and finally fall asleep. When they wake up, they find a man in a boat videotaping them. Mia thinks that Nicholas has set her up, while Nicholas insists that he had no idea about what had happened. By the time Mia returned to the palace, their scandalous footage is already being broadcast. Andrew is disappointed, and she kissed Mia to see if there's a romantic spark between them. But they discover that they do not love each other. However, they do not call off the wedding because for the good of Genovia. The wedding is to take place the next day, but Nicholas decides not to attend, but the servant told him that Mowbray has engineered their scandal. Before the wedding, Joe tells Mia that Nicholas is innocent. While walking up the aisle, Mia suddenly stops and charges out of the church. The queen follows, and Mia says that she doesn't want to marry because of the law. The queen encourages her to follow her heart. That's something she has never done and has now cost her Joe, the only one she loves in her life. So Mia returns to the church. Mia returns to the church and tell the members of the parliament in the audience to think about the significant woman in their lives and question themselves if they would have them do what they're trying to force her to do, to marry someone she does not love. Again, Viscount Mowbray cites the law and suggests his nephew Nicholas to become the king. However, Nicholas showed up and refused to be the king. Then Mia proposes the law of royal marriage to be abolished, and the parliament unanimously gave its assent. In the end, Mia encourages her grandma to have her own happy ending. So the queen proposes to Joe, and they get married. And finally, Mia gets together with Nicholas. That's the end of my presentation. Thank you.